You used to climb the stairs without thinking. Now you hold the railing just in case. You used to walk for miles without stopping. Now even a short walk leaves you tired, a little unsteady. This is not weakness. This is not just age. This is a signal. Your muscles are not failing you. They are asking for support. Support not just from movement, but from what flows through you every single day. We often think hydration is about drinking enough water, but if the water doesn't reach your cells, it doesn't help. With age, the body begins to lose its natural balance of minerals. These minerals, called electrolytes, are what carry signals from your brain to your muscles. Without them, your strength fades, your balance wavers, and your muscles, no matter how much water you drink, remain dry and tired. If you're over 65 and you feel weaker than you used to, if your legs shake or you feel lightheaded, if you cramp easily, even when resting, there may be something missing in your water, but it's not too late to change that. In this journey, I will guide you through 5 simple additions to your water, each one carefully chosen, each one backed by science, and each one holding the power to bring strength, clarity, and energy back into your body, one sip at a time. Let us begin. 1. The lost current, electrolytes and cellular balance. They say aging is the slow loss of strength. But I do not agree. Aging is the slow loss of balance, not just in the body, but in the inner currents that keep the body alive. At the center of this current are minerals, not vitamins, not calories, but the simple, often forgotten salts of the earth: sodium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. Together they are called electrolytes. Electrolytes are the body's invisible messengers. They carry the signals from your brain to your muscles. They regulate the rhythm of your heart. They tell your muscles when to relax and when to contract. Without them, the message is lost. And when the message is lost, the body stumbles. You may feel this loss in many forms: a sudden leg cramp at night, a feeling of dizziness when you stand, a strange fatigue in your arms after holding something light. It's not weakness, it's not failure, it's a system asking for support. Why does this happen more as we age? Because the body slowly becomes less efficient at holding on to these minerals. We lose them through sweat, through medications, through stress, and drinking more water without minerals only washes them away faster. This is why hydration at your age must be intentional, not just water, but water with wisdom. So how do we restore this inner current? We begin with a simple practice. Each morning before food, mix a glass of mineral water. You don't need a fancy drink. You need a formula that works. Start with clean filtered water. Add a pinch of natural sea salt or Himalayan pink salt, no more than 1/8 of a teaspoon. This gives you trace amounts of sodium and up to 80 other minerals. Next, if available, add an electrolyte powder with potassium and magnesium. Choose one that contains no sugar, no caffeine, no artificial colors. If you prefer natural foods, squeeze in a bit of lemon for potassium, or add a splash of coconut water, which brings both potassium and a hint of natural sweetness. You may drink this first thing in the morning or sip it slowly during light activity. How much do you need? Most adults over 65 benefit from 300 to 500 milligrams of sodium per day from added electrolytes, especially if they sweat, take diuretics, or have low energy. For magnesium, aim for 200 to 300 milligrams per day from all sources. More than this may cause loose stool, so increase gradually. Always check with your doctor if you take medications that affect kidney or fluid balance. Remember, you are not adding salt to raise your blood pressure. You are restoring what has been lost. It's not about taste, it's about transmission, bringing life back to the inner network. When your electrolytes are in balance, something subtle begins to return. Your grip strengthens, your legs feel firmer beneath you, your thoughts feel less foggy, less distant. You haven't turned back time, you've simply reconnected the wires. In the monastery, we learn that still water is not lifeless, it is potential waiting for current. The same is true for you. 2. Salt and citrus, a natural path to balance. There is a story we often tell in the temple. A student asked the master, "What should I drink to cleanse the body?" The master replied, "Drink what cleanses the mind first. Simplicity, intention, and a little lemon." In the modern world, we search for energy in coffee, recovery in pills, and clarity in stimulation. But sometimes the most powerful medicine is already in your kitchen, quiet, waiting, unnoticed. One of the simplest and most profound additions to your daily water is this: fresh lemon juice and a pinch of Himalayan salt. Let us first speak of the lemon. It is bright, sharp, and full of contradiction. It tastes acidic, but once digested, it has an alkalizing effect on the body. This means it helps reduce low-grade inflammation and supports pH balance in your tissues. For older adults, this matters deeply. As we age, the body becomes slightly more acidic due to processed food, medication, stress. This acid buildup contributes to inflammation, joint pain, fatigue, and slow cellular hydration. Lemon offers a gentle way to bring the body back into its natural healing range. But lemon is not only about pH, it is also a source of potassium, a key electrolyte that supports muscle contraction, heart rhythm, and nerve function. And it contains vitamin C, an antioxidant that helps reduce oxidative stress and supports your immune system, especially important for people over 65. Now, let us add Himalayan salt, not table salt, but salt drawn from ancient mineral deposits. Why this salt? Because unlike refined salt, it contains over 80 trace minerals, including magnesium, calcium, zinc, and iron. These minerals play a quiet, critical role in hydration, energy production, and nerve signaling. Together, lemon and Himalayan salt form a kind of natural electrolyte drink, a homemade Gatorade, but without sugar, without chemicals, without noise. More importantly, they work in harmony with your body. When should you drink this? I recommend first thing in the morning. Why? Because after 7 to 8 hours of sleep, the body is naturally in a state of dehydration. A warm glass of water with lemon and salt wakes up your digestive system, flushes toxins gently, and prepares your cells to receive nutrients throughout the day. Here is a simple recipe. 10 to 12 ounces of warm filtered water, the juice of half a fresh lemon, a small pinch of Himalayan pink salt, about 1/8 teaspoon, stir well. Drink slowly, breathe between sips. If the taste is too strong, you can add a few drops of raw honey, not for sweetness, but to balance the flavor and support the throat. But keep it simple. The body does not ask for flavor, it asks for function. Now, some important notes, especially if you have high blood pressure or kidney issues. Though Himalayan salt contains sodium, the amount here is very small. Still, if you are under strict sodium restriction, consult your physician before starting. And never add this drink on top of a highly processed, high-salt diet. It is meant to replace, not add. What should you feel? If your body is in need, you may notice a clearer head, less stiffness in your joints, more regular digestion, a slight increase in morning energy, reduced craving for stimulants. This is not magic. This is cellular hydration. It is your body responding to support that feels natural, not forced. In the monastery, we often begin the day in silence with tea or warm lemon water. Not because it is tradition, but because the body listens best in the quiet. And your body, even now, is listening. So give it something worth hearing. Give it clarity in the form of citrus. Give it balance in the form of salt. And let the first drink of your day become your first act of healing. You don't need to chase youth. You only need to nourish the wisdom that age has already given you. 3. Quiet strength creatine and the restoration of power. There is a moment in aging that comes quietly. You reach to open a jar and feel your hand tremble. You rise from a chair and pause, waiting for your knees to remember how. You forget not just names, but why you walked into the room. It is not always weakness. Often it is depletion. A slow, invisible loss of the building blocks your body once made with ease. One of the most important among them is a compound called creatine. You may have heard of it, often whispered in gyms, spoken of by athletes, but creatine is not just for bodybuilders. It is not a stimulant. It is not a drug. It is a naturally occurring molecule that lives inside every muscle and every brain cell in your body. And it is deeply connected to how you age. Here is what science has shown us clearly and repeatedly. As we grow older, the body produces and stores less creatine. This leads to slower muscle recovery, weaker movement, and reduced physical endurance. But more than that, it affects the brain. Creatine fuels ATP production, the energy currency not just of muscle, but of memory, focus, and mental clarity. In people over 65, low creatine levels are linked to fatigue, depression, and even cognitive decline. But there is good news. Creatine can be restored gently, naturally, and effectively. How? By simply adding a small dose of creatine monohydrate to your daily water. No taste, no smell, no rush of energy, just quiet cellular support. Here is what I recommend. Choose creatine monohydrate in powder form. Make sure it is labeled micronized for better absorption. Use 2 to 3 grams per day. Mix into water, tea, or a smoothie, preferably in the morning or after light activity. You do not need to cycle creatine. This is not a performance enhancer. This is nutritional restoration. Some may ask, is it safe for someone my age? The answer, backed by decades of research, is yes for most healthy adults. Creatine has been studied in seniors, stroke survivors, and individuals with neurodegenerative diseases. In low daily doses, it has shown benefits for muscle mass and strength, bone density, cognitive function, reaction time, emotional well-being. However, there are a few considerations. If you have kidney disease, consult your doctor before starting. Creatine is processed by the kidneys, and though it is safe in healthy individuals, medical guidance is important. Also, drink enough water. Creatine pulls fluid into your muscle cells, and proper hydration supports this process. You may not feel a dramatic change on day one, but over weeks, something subtle returns. You get up from the chair with less hesitation. You carry groceries without needing to stop. You remember the name, you remember the room, and maybe, most importantly, you remember yourself. In the monastery, we learn to honor what is hidden. The breath you cannot see, the silence between thoughts, and the strength that lives quietly beneath the skin. Creatine is like that. It does not make noise, it does not seek credit, but it gives the body what it needs to move with dignity. You do not take creatine to chase your youth, you take it to preserve your freedom, to walk, to think, to live without fear of fading. So tomorrow morning, as you prepare your water, remember this: 1 scoop, no taste, but 1,000 quiet echoes in your cells. Sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest strength. Let this be one of them. For the body remembers. Essential amino acids and muscle renewal. You may not eat much these days. Your appetite is smaller, meals feel heavier, and sometimes you think, at my age, I don't need that much food anymore. That is partly true. You don't need more food, but you do need more of what builds you. Let me explain. Every muscle in your body, every fiber, every strand is made of protein, and every protein is made of amino acids. These are the raw materials of life, but not all amino acids are the same. Some your body can make, some it cannot. These are called essential amino acids, the ones you must get from what you eat or what you drink. Without them, your muscles shrink, your healing slows, and your strength quietly slips away. Now here is the truth. Few people tell older adults, even if you eat 3 meals a day, even if you eat meat, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing protein as you age. This is called anabolic resistance. It means you may need more protein, not less, but more importantly, you need protein in a form your body can actually use. This is where essential amino acids, or EAA, come in. Unlike whole proteins, EAA powders deliver the exact amino acids your muscles need without the burden of digestion. They are rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream, used for repair, for rebuilding, for energy. Even more specifically, you may have heard of BCAAs, branched chain amino acids. These include leucine, isoleucine, and valine, 3 critical players in muscle maintenance. But while BCAAs are helpful, they are only part of the full picture. EAAs contain all 9 essential amino acids your body needs for complete recovery. So what does this mean for you? It means you can support your muscles without overeating. You can nourish your body without adding heavy meals. You can maintain strength by simply sipping smart. Here is how. Once a day, mix 5 to 10 grams of EA powder into water. Choose a product without sugar or artificial coloring. Some are flavored naturally, others are neutral. You may drink it in the morning, especially if you skip breakfast, before or after light exercise, or even between meals. If your appetite is low, for those who are vegetarian or eat very little protein, this can be a powerful bridge. If you use BCAA only, be aware it may delay muscle loss in the short term, but without the full spectrum of EAAs, it may not fully rebuild tissue. Think of BCAAs as support beams. Think of EAAs as the entire blueprint. Now, a few important notes. If you have kidney issues, speak to your doctor before increasing protein intake. Though amino acids are generally safe, medical guidance is always wise. If you are on a low-protein diet for a medical condition, do not add supplements without supervision. The goal is always balance, not excess. And if you feel tired after meals or have trouble chewing, remember, liquid nutrition can be easier, not weaker. What should you notice? Improved muscle tone over time, less soreness after activity, reduced feeling of weakness or instability, possibly even better hydration as amino acids pull water into the muscle cells. This is not a replacement for eating well. It is a support, a way to fill in the quiet gaps between meals, between years, between moments of strength. In the monastery, we rebuild not just the body, but the rhythm of the day. We teach that nourishment is not what you eat, it is what you absorb. So take this wisdom with you, a small scoop, a quiet drink, a body that feels remembered. You are not made of memories alone. You are made of movement, of structure, of subtle living strength. Let your water carry what food has forgotten. Let your muscles feel whole again. 5, gentle recovery, coconut water, and the art of replenishment. There are days when your body doesn't ask for more effort. It asks for replenishment, not a push, but a pause, not stimulation, but restoration. And in those quiet moments, after a walk, after gardening, after waking from a restless sleep, there is one drink that answers with grace: coconut water with a pinch of sea salt. Let me tell you why this simple combination can be a powerful act of healing. As we've spoken before, hydration is not about water alone. It's about electrolyte balance, about how water moves into the cells and stays there. Coconut water is a natural source of electrolytes, rich especially in potassium, often overlooked yet crucial. Potassium helps regulate muscle contractions, heartbeat, and fluid balance. In fact, coconut water contains more potassium than most sports drinks, and it does so without added sugar, caffeine, or chemicals. For older adults, this matters. Many seniors take medications, diuretics, blood pressure pills that can deplete potassium and magnesium. Even mild dehydration can lead to dizziness, fatigue, or irregular heartbeat. Coconut water helps fill that gap, but we can take it further by adding just a pinch of sea salt. Why salt? Because while coconut water is high in potassium, it is relatively low in sodium, the other key electrolyte lost through sweat and aging. Adding sea salt helps restore full-spectrum electrolyte balance, supporting both hydration and cellular energy. Think of it this way: coconut water brings softness, salt brings structure. Together, they make the kind of hydration your body remembers from a time before formulas and factories. So how do we use it? It's simple. After light physical activity, stretching, walking, tai chi, gardening, mix this drink. 8 to 10 ounces of plain coconut water. Choose one with no added sugar. A small pinch of unrefined sea salt, about 1/16 to 1/8 teaspoon. Optional, a squeeze of lemon or a few mint leaves for digestion and freshness. Stir gently. Drink slowly. This makes an excellent post-activity drink or even a mid-morning hydration ritual. It can be served at room temperature or slightly chilled, whichever your body prefers. A few notes of caution: if you have kidney disease or if your doctor has advised you to limit potassium, be mindful. Coconut water is rich in potassium. 1 cup can contain 400 to 600 milligrams. In healthy individuals, this supports the heart and muscles. But if potassium must be restricted, speak to your physician first. Also, do not use coconut water as your only hydration source. It is a support, not a substitute, for plain water. Think of it as a bridge between energy and rest. What might you feel after drinking it? A gentle sense of clarity, less muscle stiffness, more stable energy through the day, reduced craving for caffeine or sweet snacks, a feeling of internal calm, especially during hot weather or after physical exertion. In traditional cultures, coconut water has long been used as a natural rehydration solution. In some parts of the world, it was even used in emergencies as an IV fluid substitute because of how closely its mineral content mimics human plasma. But we do not need emergencies to treat our bodies with care. You can choose each day to recover gently, to replenish before you collapse, to honor your body's rhythm before it breaks down. In the monastery, we teach this simple truth: a body in balance doesn't demand, it receives. And when you offer it what is true, it responds with quiet strength. So, as you prepare your next glass of water, ask yourself, does it nourish me? Does it support not just hydration, but life within the cells? Let coconut water be your ally, let sea salt be your reminder of structure, and let each sip be a return to balance. Not the balance of youth, but the balance of awareness. And in that awareness, strength is born again. You have walked with me through 5 simple changes, 5 quiet ingredients, 5 ways to turn an ordinary glass of water into something that restores the body and steadies the mind. But this was never just about hydration. It was never just about electrolytes, muscles, or amino acids. This was about how you choose to care for yourself. Not from fear, not to chase youth, but because you are still alive, still here, still worthy of energy, clarity, and strength. Let us remember, your body is not your enemy. It is not betraying you. It is speaking to you softly, daily, through stiffness, through fatigue, through quiet imbalance. And when you choose to listen, not with panic, but with presence, the healing begins. A sip becomes a signal. A morning ritual becomes a returning. You are no longer moving through life on autopilot. You are participating in your own well-being. That is a form of strength too. So whether you add a pinch of salt, a spoon of creatine, a splash of lemon, or simply more awareness to what you drink, know that you are not doing a small thing. You are rebuilding the bridge between body and mind. You are reminding your cells that they are still supported. You are honoring the wisdom of age by giving it a vessel that can still carry you forward. In the monastery we say, the strongest tree is not the one that resists the wind. It is the one that bends and rises again. Your body may have bent, but it has not broken. And your willingness to nourish it, to slow down, to breathe, to sip with intention is arising. So take what serves you from this practice. Let the rest go. There is no perfection here, only presence and the quiet, beautiful discipline of showing up for yourself, one glass at a time. Breathe, sip slowly, and trust that strength is already returning.